In this world of AI, it is more important now than ever that we create interactive assignments that both engage the students and makes them truly active participants in their learning. Now, I partnered with Lucid to bring you a really great way of putting these individual assignments together. I'm here in Canvas, and I actually want to do my building in Lucid first. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Lucid in my course navigation over here on the left. If you don't see it, you can open it up in settings. I've got a video down below that will show you exactly how to get there. Now, I've already connected my Canvas account with Lucid. If you haven't, you're going to have a few more clicks before you're able to open Lucid. But I'm ready to go. So I'm going to click Open Lucid. And what we want to do today is to create an individual assignment. I'm going to click New over here on the left, and we're going to build a Lucid Spark assignment. You can go ahead and choose one of these options here. I always just click Lucid Spark just to save myself a click. Now there's some specific things that I really want to show you. So we're going to go ahead and build ours from scratch. So I'm going to click the X here. We're going to start with a frame. So over here on the left-hand side, I'm going to scroll down, or you can use the up and down arrows here on the left until I see that frame icon. We're going to click on that and then do frame. This will help your students easily find it on the whiteboard. I noticed that it changed my percentage there, so I'm going to zoom in just a little more to 75%. But I've got this plus sign, this crosshatch. I'm going to start in the upper left and then click, hold, and drag down to the lower right. So about there looks great. Now we want to build an individual assignment. I'm going to start with my instructions. So I'm going to click and hold on the T for text and then drag it right into the upper corner of my board. I'm going to double click on that so I can type my instructions here. And for this one, I'm going to have them drag each of the skills into the category that represents your confidence level. And then at the bottom, click to drag in at least 3 sticky notes to share the study strategies you use that work great in this unit. I've got those little white squares in the corner. Let me go ahead and click on one of these. I'm going to click and drag so it fits here. Next, I want to add the skills. I'm going to grab a sticky note and I'm going to use that to put my skills in. So let's go ahead and just click on a sticky note here. I'm going to grab a nice yellow one and I'm just going to put it here. I want to make it a little bit wider so that it fits. So I'm looking for that double arrow on one of the edges, and then I can go ahead and drag this out just a little bit. Now notice it's showing names, and for an individual assignment, we don't need that. So I'm going to go up here to my collaborators and then settings, and I'm going to unclick show authors. Okay, let's go ahead and put in, we're doing factoring. So I'm going to put GCFs, and I want to make my font bigger here. Let's make it not auto, but let's make it 14. Can even make this maybe a little bit smaller. So we've got GCFs. And then if I just click on it and then hit enter, it will duplicate that, which is really nice. Okay, so I've got that duplicated. We've also done factor by grouping. Let's click enter again. We have trinomials. And then we do like A equals 1. And then click enter again. I mean, it's just so fast, right? And then we'll do difference of squares. Okay, and then maybe I want to change the font size on that to 12 because it fits in there just a little bit better. So you can continue adding these skills, but what I want to do next is to build those categories, and I'm just going to do it in a really simple table. I'm going to go right back to that frame icon. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to choose table, and I really want 3 headings and then 3 like categories. So I'm going to do here a 2x3. And again, it just asks me to kind of drag it and drop it into the space. And I'm going to put my 3 headings up here. I'm double clicking in order to type my text. And so this one would be not there yet. The second one is going to be getting there. And then the third one is going to be got it with an exclamation mark. Now I can also get fancy here and I can double click and then I can change the background color by picking up this circle right here. So I want the not there yet to be sort of reddish, but I'll do this pink. Getting there, I'm going to have getting there be some kind of like a yellow color, or maybe I'll do this orange. And then for got it, we definitely want like a green color, choosing those nice light colors. And that's it. I'm going to click on this. I want one of those double arrows. There it is, so that I can make this a little bit longer so they can extend those down and have plenty of room. I can do the same thing with one of the edges, pull these out, pull this out, just depending on how many you've got. I'm just clicking on those edges to be able to make my changes. I went out of my frame, so I'm just going to click on my frame, get that double arrow, and then click so that I've got room there below. And then at the bottom, I would just want them to share their study skills. So let's go ahead and do another text here, and then share your study strategies here. Use the blue sticky notes. Let's grab a sticky note bank for this one. So I'm going to click on sticky notes. I want a sticky note bank and I want these to be blue. I really like the lighter colors for accessibility. Notice if I just click on it, I get that hand and it brings a sticky note out. But if I hover until I get those two crossing arrows, then I'm able to move this. So I can go ahead and wait till I get those two, and then I can go ahead and move this. I'm again just a little bit out of my frame here. So I'm going to click on that frame. Let's move this up. And then I'm going to make it a little bit bigger with those double arrows. Okay, again, I'm getting that double. There we go. So my assignment's created. What I need to do now is to lock down whatever needs to be locked down. So what I don't want to lock down, let me right click so I can drag this around. I don't want to lock down these sticky notes, but I do want to lock down the instructions. So I'm going to lock down things individually here. So if I click on it, I get a lock option. I also want to lock my table. So click on that and lock it. And then I want to do size and position. And then I want to lock down these right here and then lock that. So that way none of the instructions can get changed. Now it got really small on me, so I'm just going to click my plus sign until I get 75%. I'm looking for those two crossing arrows so that I've got my frame there. But let me rename this frame. I'm going to double click on it and notice the tools are in the way. So I'm going to get those double arrows and then move it down a little bit. Let's double click again. And now I can go ahead and change this. I'm going to call this week 3 reflection, or whatever you want to call it. I also want to name this board, and I'm going to call this reflection assignment. Okay, so now I'll be able to find it when I go back into Canvas. The hard part is done. Let's go ahead and build this in Canvas. So I'm going to go into modules and I'm going to create a new assignment here in my Lucid module. I want to create an assignment. Let's call this week 3 reflection and then add item. So I've got it there at the bottom. I'm going to click and then edit, and it's going to give me that rich content editor. So you could add some instructions here. So maybe you're suggesting that they do this full screen or that they open it in a new tab, but they are going to complete the assignment in the Lucid Whiteboard. Then click the submit button and add a comment. This is a little quirk, but I think it's one that you can absolutely leverage. And so this week's comment, tell me what you are struggling with the most with the week 3 material. Okay, so really leveraging that comment. Now we're not going to put the board here in the rich content editor. Instead, we're going to attach it as one of our submission types. So as I scroll down, you'll notice that I made this a 10-point assignment. You can absolutely change these things, but the submission type is where you attach your board because you want it to show up in SpeedGrader when you're grading. So I'm going to click submission type and I'm going to click my down arrow, and this is a Lucid submission. So I'm going to click Lucid. I'm going to click on the Lucid icon here. This is going to bring up my library. Now, while it's taking just a few minutes, if you want to use my assignment, I've made it into a template so that you can just click it, customize it, and then drop it into your own class. Check out the description below. Okay, we're doing Lucid Spark, so let's click on Lucid Spark and scroll down for next. I want my documents because we've already created one, and then next. And we're looking for that reflection assignment. So I'm going to click here and then select. That's all that we need to do. Let's go ahead and save and publish. But I'm not going to stop here. I want to show you exactly what this looks like as a student. Unfortunately, it does not play nicely with Canvas's test student or the view as student, but I've got a mock student in here. So I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like for the mock student so that you can see what it looks like when we go to grade it. Okay, so let me get in here as my mock student. So I'm in here now as a student. I'm going to click on this week 3 reflection. It will take just a little bit for it to load. Now it's going to be so much easier for your students if they make it full screen while they're working on it. Let's click the table of contents. Go ahead and go to that frame of the week 3 reflection, and I'm going to make it just a little bit larger. Students can zoom as much as they want. Let's go ahead and turn that off. And then I can go ahead and just put these wherever I want. And then let's go ahead and put in a couple of strategies here. Sleep a lot, whatever it happens to be. And then I'm going to leave full screen and then submit the assignment. The comment pops up. I played with this. If they don't put a comment in, it doesn't, at least as of this recording, it doesn't show their Lucid board. So I'm going to say, I'm really struggling staying awake in class, whatever. Okay, and then submit. Okay, so now we've got it submitted. Let's go and grade it. So I'm back here in my course, and you'll notice that over here in my to-do as the instructor, it says grade the week 3 reflection. We can get to speed grader here really quickly. I'm going to go ahead and do that, or you can get there from the assignment itself. So you've noticed that Lucid has given us 2 different things. It's given us, this is actually a PDF or a snapshot of the submitted assignment. And then over here on the right-hand side, it has given you a live link to their board, so you can look at it and see if maybe they've moved some things. There's also the student comment that we prompted them for. Now, the great thing about this type of assignment is you've got all of Canvas's SpeedGrader grading tools. So I've clicked on the T for a text comment. I'm going to use red here, and I'm going to say, just keep working on those GCFs or something. Now, the number of ways that you can use these Lucid assignments is like truly endless. So I'd love to know what your ideas for Lucid assignments. Go ahead and post those in the comments down below. I also have a bunch of resources for you, including the template for the assignment that we created today, which you can use as is or customize for your class. And of course, I've got another video for you here.